name's Grant Cardone, and I am one of the passionate few, or maybe passionate many.
So the first couple years struggling in sales, and then when do you start selling cars? Because that's when you had that turnaround, right? Age 25?
I'm 23, and I have a terrible drug problem. Okay. And I'm in sales. I'm in my first professional sales job.
Mind sharing what type of drugs you were doing at that time?
Any drug, man. What drug? You come over, you're like, what drug you got? Okay, let's do that one.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter, bro. Most of them weren't even drugs, by the way.
Yeah.
Most of them were just called something, we bought it, and we don't know what was in it, right?
Yeah. And so you would actually work and try to sell while getting loaded or high?
Oh yeah, totally, man. Yeah. I was addicted to drugs, right? And I lost the ability to not use a drug. From the age of 17 to 25, I tried to stop drugs, using drugs every day, probably 8 or 10 times a day. So imagine 8 years times 365 days, time trying to quit. I'm talking about, I'm never doing another one. Making that decision 8, 9, 10 times every day for 8 years for 365 days, every day. So not only am I not able to stop, but I'm also, dude, I'm losing every time I do it. I'm making a decision, I'm not doing it again, ever. And then 15 minutes later, I'm doing it. Yeah. So not only am I using a drug that's killing me, but my self-esteem is going lower and lower and lower. So when I was 25, I'd been selling automobiles for 2 years, hated every second of it, hated the business, hated the way people treated me.
And it was commission only?
Commission only.
So if you were no good at it, why at that time did you stick with it? Did you feel like I want to get good at this, or what was your rationale back then?
There was, I didn't have rationale.
Yeah, no.
I'm using $500 of cocaine a day.
Yeah.
There's no rationale, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gone. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm on automatic, okay? The drug addict at that point, the person that's addicted to the relationship, the bad relationship, whatever the addiction is, I'm out of control, right? I'm like a hamster, yeah, going around and around in a circle. Every day is exactly the same thing, by the way. Same, everything. Same people, same words, I'm just stuck. So when I was 25, I went to the car dealer I worked for and said, look, I gotta go to a treatment center. And he's like, no, you can do it on your own. I'm like, hey man, trust me.
I can't.
If I could, I would. Yeah. I can't. So I went to the treatment center. I was there 28 days, came back. They gave me more drugs, by the way.
Just different types of drugs.
Yeah, they're like, not these you can have. So that's the new scam, is right. They send you there, clean you up, and then they put you on the ones they can get paid on.
Yeah, put a label and a commission on it.
Exactly. Yeah. So when I came back from the treatment center, I was terrified of one thing: time. Drugs. I knew I would never go back and use drugs again, unless I had too much time on my hand. Time had always been the deal.
Right.
You give me too much time, like you guys setting up today.
Right.
Dude, I could have lost myself here. So if it takes too long to get something done, yeah, I lose interest in it.
Right.
So things have to go fast for me, and I like the action. Right. You know, I like moving from one thing to the next thing.
Now.
Yeah, and they call that ADD or ADHD or bipolar today. I call it highly productive.
Yeah, you call it momentum.
I call it momentum. I want the action. I want the play, right? So I don't think it's a problem. Right. So when I came back from the treatment center, I took all the free time I had, and I just said, I'm going all in on this sales thing. I hate this job. I hate cars. I don't even like automobiles. Like, it's not like I love cars.
What kind of cars were they?
I was selling Toyotas, Renault, AMC Jeep, and AMC Jeep, and sold Pontiac and GMC trucks and a lot of used cars. Wow. But I got good at it. I learned how to get, I mean real good.
So what was that moment? What was that shift where you decided, like, hey, I'm gonna actually commit to this, I'm gonna get really good? And what were the actions you took to actually turn it around?
Started studying.
Okay.
You know?
I think a lot of people listening are dealing with that, and they're kind of stuck in that situation of, God, I want to get good at this, but man, I suck. Should I get a different job? What do I do? What's that moment?
You can't get good at it by trying to get good. You got to get great. You got to go for great. You got to study. You got to go all in. I have the shirt that says obsessed on the back, right? Yes. Maybe we can grab it. John can grab it for me. But
yellow one down the middle.
Yeah. But dude, you got to get obsessed. So I'm telling you, all of you out there that are junkies, addicted, you got that compulsive, obsessive, use it, man. Don't try to get rid of it. Don't think it's a bad thing. It is the gift. Right. It is the ultimate gift. All the greats have it. Jesus had it, okay? Steve Jobs, man. Gandhi's like, yeah, put me in jail, let's roll. Yeah. Okay? King had it, man. King's like, I'm walking through the streets, man. All the greats had it, okay? Steve Jobs was completely obsessed. When everybody told him not to do the iPhone, he's like, yeah, right. Howard Schultz with Starbucks, completely obsessed. Okay, dude, they're maniacs. Look at McGregor, Conor McGregor. Conor's like, it's not talent, man. It's obsession.
We're actually working on getting him on the show.
Yeah. Oh God, I'd love to have him at my 10X Growth Con. So.
But I know what you're saying is like, because if you're logical about trying to do it, you're not going to have the energy. The reserves aren't going to be there. When you're obsessed, logic goes out the window, and you're in go mode.
Yeah. So, and that's what I did. And literally within 3 months, I went from being nobody to within 3 or 4 or 5 months, for the first time in my life, man, I was stacking win after win after win. Now, looking back, they were little tiny wins, right? Oh, I sold a car. Oh, I made $300. Oh, I made $200. But let me tell you, okay, when I made, and I tell Elena this all the time, when I went from making $3,000 a month to $4,000 a month, that was the most important money I've ever made in my whole life. The most important money I've ever made in my entire life was that first $1,000.
And why is that?
Because I realized I'm in control. I can control my income. I can control these increments, okay? Right. And if I control going from 3 to 4 grand's it's a big pop. It's 25%. Yeah. So if I can do that, hey, maybe I can add another 1,000. Okay, and then the next thing you know, I'm making 90 grand a year. I'm like, man, I just went from making 36 grand to 90,000 bucks.
Wow, so you must have been blown away.
Dude, I was impressed with myself. Okay.
And then how did you study? I mean, were you reading like Zig Ziglar books? Did you start getting into Tony Robbins?
One guy's program. His name's Jackie Cooper, and he basically taught car sales. Yeah. And I watched those tapes. It was $3,000. That's like $7,600 today. And I'd watch those tapes over and over and over again. I knew his material better than he knew his material. I knew everything, inflections, tones, laughter, everything. Like, I could put it on mute and know what he was saying. I had watched it so many times. So I basically just threw myself completely into that. If I had free time, that's what I did.
So that became your drug in a sense. You channeled that energy into the...
I wasn't studying 75 different things. I was studying one thing deep until I knew it. Right. I wasn't studying to learn. I was studying to know. And I see a lot of people trying to learn stuff today. That's what's wrong with college, okay? People are going there to learn, man. I don't want to learn. I want to know, you know? I want to know what's the real estate I should buy. What's the investment I should go in? What's the girl I should get? I want to know, you know, not learn, which is, it's a whole different level of study.
I think what you're saying is you want to go deep, not wide.
I want to go deep.
Yeah. And then so you start going deep, turn it around to 90 grand, and then you realize, hey, shit, I'm pretty good at this sales thing.
Yeah, no, I was great at it. I wasn't pretty good, dude. Yeah. Within 3 years, I became a master. I was in the top half of 1% of everybody in the automobile industry.
Wow.
So, and I'm in a little tiny town. I shouldn't be doing the kind of volumes I was doing.
Where were you at?
I'm 29 years old. I'm in Sulphur, Louisiana. I'm teaching other people now. Right. I mean, I've gone from nobody to professional, to master, to now I'm passing on information to other people. And when the master starts teaching other people, and you're actively doing the deal every day, dude, all of a sudden everything just starts like you become like a Brady, right? You become like, I start knowing things that are happening that nobody else can even see in a deal.
You just sense it. Yeah.
I mean, I could pick up everything, right?
It's intuitive at a certain point.
Yeah. Totally intuitive, right? Yeah.
And then at that point, you start getting aspirations to go bigger and bigger with sales?
I made a decision when I was 28 years old. I said, that guy that I was studying, I'm going to become him and bigger. And then I got turned on to some later in my career, like 30 years old. I get turned on to Tom Hopkins and Brian Tracy, all sales guys. Right. I'm studying all the sales guys, and I'm like, I am going to own this space one day. People will know I am the greatest living sales trainer, sales expert, sales master. They're going to say Bruce Lee, Grant Cardone. And let me tell you, okay, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? The problem with that was, and by the way, I achieved all that.
Right.
And it's not bragging.
No, I was going to say that is the normal. I mean, even at my last sales job, that's how I got turned on to Grant Cardone. In my last sales jobs, they would be like, oh, you got to get on Cardone, you got to get the tapes, you got to get this.
Dude, I am the king of the space, okay?
What does it feel like for you to think about being 25 to now us sitting on this deck in Malibu and you realizing your dream?
Dude, we're going to spend more money this week.
Soak that in.
We're going to spend more money on this house this week than I made that year, that whole year selling cars. So, and I'm saying that to get people, to inspire people. Like nobody shared that with me. Nobody shared the possibility with me, right? Like,
how does it feel?
So I just want to go back to this one point though, because this is really important, okay? You see, when I made a decision like, I'm going to be bigger than Brian Tracy and Tom and all those guys, the guys I studied, my mentors, right? And I achieved that. Dude, the goal, you see, those were goals I set that were too small. Because one day I looked up and I was 40 years old, 38, 39 years old, and I'm like, wow, that was nothing. And that's what I'm trying to tell, that's what I'm saying right now. Like, the goals you set, unfortunately, are capped by your experiences and your ability to think. So whatever you think you can do, just multiply it times 10, because you're going to be disappointed anyway. You're probably not going to achieve it. And if you do achieve it, okay, then because you can do more than you think, right? My daughter, my 7-year-old, she doesn't know that one day she'll be able to bench press 100 pounds. Right now she can do like push-ups hard. So it wouldn't be fair for her to set her goals today, because she does not know what she's capable of, because her body's going to grow and her mind's going to grow and possibilities are going to grow.
So would you recommend, that being said, that people right away aim big, or aim in small momentum steps that take them big? What would be your best advice in that?
I would tell you that to whatever you want to do, okay, to multiply it many, many times. 10's just a nice number.
Right.
So whatever you think you can do, look, it's going to be harder than you think. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. Getting a job as a waitress, it's hard, man. True. Okay? Owning a restaurant, that's hard too. Owning 100 of them, it's hard, you know? But I'm gonna tell you, the payoff at owning 100 restaurants is better than being a waitress.
True, yeah.
You know, problems are bigger.
Yeah, it's like Donald Trump says, he says, if you're gonna be thinking anyways, might as well be thinking big.
Maybe think big.
Yeah.
You know? Now the problem is most people think too much and don't do anything. True. That's what I hate about Los Angeles.
That's why you moved back to Florida, right?
We just think constantly, man. It's just constant ideas everywhere. Constant, man, just endless ideas. I met a guy the other day, last time I saw him was 7 years ago. He starts running, I could finish his sentence. I said, dude, you were running that freaking tape 7 years ago, bro. Yeah. Do something.